Hi, welcome. Let's get into the stream. So, pretty much the goal here is make a little bit busier, more up-to-date Sherman Hill timetable. So, a lot of different things for anyone who hasn't done timetable work before. It's not basic, I will say that much. There's a lot into what goes into all this. First step, we're going to have to create the plugins. I'm quickly trying to find... Where was it? There's a... forum post over on DTG's forum that had a good list of train symbols that I'm trying to find. Okay, I think I got it. Previously, so for those who don't know, this is my second attempt at this. I've got one 60% made, but ultimately there's a lot of limitations that I just haven't been able to work around. Should have done things differently from the start. I do have the editor cook and create mod active for those who can't see that up top. First step, create mod. We are going to do a service mode. We will call this sjam smh for Sherman Hill 25 timetable 2025. Author is me, which none of that actually works. And there we go, create plugin. Oh, whole program lagging, but there is a timetable. This is the base Sherman Hill timetable. So, a lot of different stuff on it. Of course, now we just have to wait for the editor to catch up. Okay, there we go. So now we've got... actually, this should be up here. I've got to do a little funky stuff with the OBS capture because all these menus, when you right-click, don't show up unless you do a full monitor capture. So I'll kind of have to swap stuff around, but for the time being, here's our basic plugin. We will have to go and load the map we want first. Can't do much without the map loaded. What then happens is if you have the route map up on the editor, you can see it. You'll have to hit F5 to refresh it. But once you have it working, there's all your track. Then if we go back to here, we'll have to click this icon up here for place marks and go, let's say Cheyenne. Start there. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Working on a newer Sherman Hill timetable. I'm thinking today's going to be a little bit of just general, let's start figuring out consists. I previously had made another timetable, which can be seen here. Pretty much the whole day's worth of stuff. There was an MOW train, a BNSF ballast train, but ultimately the switching got really complex because that needed to be done first. So, live and learn. I've got a lot of fundamental ideas down on how I want to do it now. One of the big things I didn't like on the original was every service was either a full run through or it started in Laramie, ended in Hermosa, and then it was the long drive to Cheyenne. Obviously, there's not a lot you can do. Track 3, which is this bottom section here, does not exist in the game with scenery. Actually, I can jump there in the level really quick and show you what it looks like. So, all the track was laid for track 3, but scenery was not done. I mean, this is pretty much just empty fields. It looks like ground texturing was done, but otherwise, nothing else had been done. Signals and track, enough to get AI working through here. So, the idea I had with the original timetable that I worked on was have an MOW train that has track 3 blocked for a lot of the day. It gives a reason for the whole track 3 not being available for player services, and then after a certain point in the day you can make it where track 3 is now open. One thing I liked doing was I had a few services that did take track 3, and then you pick them up from this section of Hermosa, kind of past the tunnel, where it's like the big 3-track section here. So, where is it? Track is here. So yeah, this is track 3 branching off to the right over here. And what you might be doing is starting your player train. I think I had it at the signal bridge up here. So, a few different starting endpoints. Other direction, having trains stop. Obviously, at any of these points, go from there. What else? I think I had one or two that stopped. I think mainly it was just here. Some of them were full run-throughs, but there's not really a great point. Other thing I did was I had a few trains that came up from Denver, and you, the player, could start them from the Bori cutoff here. Lots of interesting little things. And I definitely want to recreate that kind of charm. There's a lot of different ideas and things you can do to make the experience a little more interactive. There's a lot of sidings throughout the route. Right here, there's one. Where is it? Got one up in Buford here. Believe there's another. Yeah, there's another one in between the Summit and Hermosa. but these are all points that broken cars would be set out. Obviously, you might only have one or two a month or one or two a week or something. Well, I'm probably going to have two or three trains throughout the whole timetable where you might actually be setting out a broken car that's like halfway through your consist. So you'll cut the back half of your train, pull forward, back it in, and then recouple up, and then that's a good point to split your service. What else? You've got a lot of industry. You've got the Cheyenne chemical plant. You've got the industries around Cheyenne itself. Then there's the refinery over here. Over in Laramie, you've got the cement works. And then there's this yard, which is mostly MOW equipment nowadays. So what I had done, let me see if I can load this up. I had made I think it's in here, tube A. Yeah. I made two different UP ballast hoppers in MOW paint and a caboose. That way we just had something to fill the yard a little bit. Let's see if it loads. If we go viewport, there we go. So here's one of them. I think this was the one I did in Substance Painter. Not perfect, but it's a good stand-in for a generic MOW hopper for UP. So that's just kind of the brief rundown. Let's get to the actual making of a timetable. First thing we're going to have to do, and what I'm going to do, is load up my original one. That way I can copy the layout. So first thing we need to do, make a content manifest, which I believe is under miscellaneous. No, where is it? This is all the fun part. I only do this like every few months, so I thought it was under miscellaneous. Content manifest. Oh, miscellaneous data asset. Content manifest. There we go. We'll name it content manifest. I will say, for anyone watching, this is going to be a fairly technical live stream, but I think for those who are interested in timetable stuff, you'll be willing to sit through it. There's a few other live streams out there. I believe one of the JT guys did one a few months ago. But I think overall it'll be a good kind of series. So we've got content manifest. Make a folder for the timetable itself. In there, we're going to create a formations folder. We're going to do a lot of custom formations. The big thing I'm going to do, which isn't recommended, but is kind of the only way we're going to be able to do it with the amount of substitution stuff I want, is we're going to have to make a copy of every rail vehicle definition for this timetable. This is going to absolutely kill memory, so this is probably going to end up being a fairly high-level PC-only timetable, as much as I hate to do it, but there's not a lot we can do if we want variety in substitution, because none of the cars are set up properly for substitution out of the box, at least in a way that works with the way we need to do it. Because to have loaded cars in substitution, they have to be the same car type. Well, all the manifest cars are generic, just UP, CSX, BNSF tags. So it would all be randomized, which is great for empties, but for your designated loaded cars, we're going to have to set up substitution tags for each car we want to be in that possible situation. So we will do route timetable. We'll call this Sherman Hill 2025 timetable. Yep. Now we want to save. Want to save often in the editor. You never know when it's going to crash. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to right click, set this as play in editor timetable. Now let's get my original timetable. And that. Okay, let's jump over back with the automatic switcher. So we are now looking at... Why is this not swapping? Oh, that's why. 1 second, I have to adjust OBS's thing. I have it set up right now where everything automatically switches based off where I'm clicking. So I had to change the file name to the new timetable. But first thing we're going to want to do, here's a pre-set up one. Let's do a timetable name. So we will name this one Sherman Hill 2025. Timetable description we don't need for the route. Sherman Hill. Select the route definition. Then we want to make sure available in service mode is active. Then I'm not sure if it's going to be looping. I don't think we're going to be able to do that with the way the cars and just switching in general works. Let's turn that on. We'll see if we want to keep that or not. Data tracks is once you actually simulate a timetable. We're not there yet. I'll request yard transfers. We want all that. We leave as default. That's fine. Junction data. That's if you want to set something. Let's say you want specific junctions pointed a certain way from the start. Usually really useful in a scenario, less so in service mode. Front end start time. 6:30 is usually a good time. We'll make this 2025. We'll also set this to be, let's do 30 hours for the simulation time limit. It's only going to be a maybe 26, 27 hour timetable because you've got to account for your services ending and then starting back up, if that makes sense. So, like, it hits midnight. You're still going to usually have 1 or 2 trains out by that point. I mean, on a freight route, it could be any amount, but simulation start date. Let's do July 7th. July 15th. Sure, why not? 1800. Yeah, 12 o'clock will be okay for that. Driving reward distance. Leave that all as default for now. Timetable actor. We'll do route timetable, I believe. Dispatcher. AIV3. Yard manager AIV2. We'll jump the timetable version to 7. And there we go. That's the fundamentals. We're pretty much going to be hitting compile, save, update formation a few million times, but that's kind of your basic thing. I guess we should just start getting formations in here. So how I set it up was, actually, we're just going to do all of them custom. So we're going to create a folder for locomotives. We're going to create a folder for freight cars. Let's also quickly make a folder for RVDs. So these are the rail vehicle definitions I was talking about. I hate doing it this way, but from talking with some of the DTG guys, this is kind of your only way to do it. I hate it, but if you want to set up your own custom substitution values, you've got to do a custom RVD. So let's start with the AC44 from Cane Creek. I believe it's under rail vehicle definition. Where is it? There we go. AC 4400 rail vehicle definition. And we want the weathered one. Copy that to here. Then we will want the... Actually, we will do locos. Actually, no, this should be engines. Those there. That's the fun thing. If you put things in the wrong folder while the main editor screen is open, it takes forever to move them. Try to just put them in the right place to start with. I'm gonna have to do this a few times actually, so that'll be fun. That way you can actually see it all really quick. And then we will do Union Pacific. We'll just do UP. And then move it again. Sit here for 5 minutes while it loads. So, how I previously had set everything up was individual, just randomized. Here you can have whatever engine show up at a certain point. Well, after doing a little experimenting, if you have distributive power, which things on Sherman Hill definitely are going to have distributed power, you need to at least somewhat manually set up your formation. So we'll do NS, CSX, BNSF. Okay, I think that's everything in TSW. We don't have... I think there's a few CN repaints on like various websites for mods, but I don't really think we want those. SD70. We can have the BNSF one. Where is it? Data. There we go. Rail vehicle definition. Copy here. What else? We've got the UP SD70 we need. And what this is going to allow us to do is set custom values, pretty much, for how often we want things to show up in our randomized consists. But what I was saying earlier was to do like proper consists with distributed power, you need your distributive power and your head end locomotive to be, for simplicity's sake, the same. So you've kind of got to manually set up certain formations. The good thing is a lot of trains do come from NS or CSX through Chicago. Some make it out this far with NS and CSX power. So I think that's cool. Probably will have a few that are designated with those engines. What else we got? On occasion, well, I'll have to see about the heritage units. I think we'll just have to set their subbing in value super low, which means we should probably get the UP heritage pack in as well. SM UP heritage data, rail vehicle definition. 1992, 83, 88, 89, 95, 96. There we go. And we will use the Sherman Hill SD40 for our base. Other fun thing we're going to do. Well, I had tried previously and it worked way better than I thought. It's not 100% accurate, but I liked it, so we're going to do it again. I made a... Gosh, I have too many SD40s. There we go, Sherman Hill SD40. Custom number group for them. So, pretty much they have the same numbering as modern day SD40Ns. Kind of cheaty, but I like it anyway. Let's do RVN, copy. Let me go back to my old timetable, because I think I actually already had these set up. Where is it? This jam. Sherman Hill timetable. This one, formations, engines, UP. SD40. Yeah, let me delete these and I'll just copy. Actually, no. I will leave that, but I will copy the RVN. So the RVN is literally rail vehicle number. This is pretty much just a custom list of numbers. So these are all SD40N rebuild numbers. So what we can do on this is if we open rename, we're gonna put that before, and we're going to renumber these or rename the file as SD40N RVD. What we also need to do is save quite quickly here. All this is also just so substitution works. Basic, just general making a timetable. You don't need to do as much if you have like formations already made. The goal here is to create custom formations for a lot of stuff. And also, it might not be the best practices per se, the way we're doing things, but this is how I'm going to try it. We'll see. This is going to be a learning experience kind of for everyone. So then we want to rename this as well. UPSD40N. Okay. We have to open up the rail vehicle definition and assign that rail vehicle numbering sequence as their kind of main thing. It's gonna take like an hour because that's just how this works. Okay, there we go. Let's open the RVD. There we go. Okay, so model we keep the same. That we keep the same. Available geographic regions. UP we want. That is the tag for substitution. So we also want that to be, let's do UPY for UP yard. Available multi-working standards. I don't believe there's anything fancy for that because it's just generic US multiple unit stuff is diesel, maximum speed, substitutable, drivable. What is this? Okay, we do thumbnail, keep the same, logo, keep the same. And we will do this as an SD40N. The friendly name will be SD40NUP. I'm not doing any model changes. It literally is just numbering, but where is it? Rail vehicle number. I know the numbered stuff is in here somewhere. Oh, numbering overrides? No. Wait, is it? Yes, numbering source. And we want to click that. And then go back here. There we go. So that's our manual override. And we set that to RVN number. These are the numbers we're going to use for this. So now let's save. You're going to spend most of your time just saving the editor. It's such a slow process, but then let's also jump back to Cheyenne Depot. And just for testing purposes, let's place down SD40, hop in the play-in editor, and actually take a look. Okay, so I'm going to have to move this up to there at this point. Let's set this to the full screen. Okay, now for this fancy menu. Create a new formation. UPSD40 and test. And this train entry. These are a whole bunch of different RVDs. So these are rail vehicle definitions or pre-made formations. As you can see, there's literally 13,500 items. In this case, let's just hit the RVD for that. Let's pick our location. Let's plop a few down. So we'll do one there. Ooh, we'll set that one to be backwards. That way it's not overhanging. We'll make a copy of that. Put the next one there. Make that one forwards. We'll just place a few more. That way we make sure that there's different numbers. And then we'll do one over in the yard area here. Now we will hit, where is it? Play. And we wait. This is launching a version of the game that is just running in the editor here. But lets us test various things, which is always good. As you can see, this takes literally forever, but not actually. It just is super slow. But okay. One good way to see if everything's actually loading, on this main window, there's this little green circle that appears. Some people shut that off. A good thing, though, is if you see that moving, you know the editor's actually doing something. If it's still like that, you know nothing's happening. So, we just wait. Well, the window's finally popped up. It's still not anything, but I can at least see it's trying to load. Okay, here we go. Let's do that. Nope, not loading it. Okay. There we go. So it's super laggy, but let's see. It should eventually plot me in. The lag. It's everywhere. Yeah, no, it's not a quick process to do this. I hate this part. But, well, we now have the HUD showing up. Yay. We have no engines. But why? Oh, hey, it sure helps if you actually hit compile timetable. Oh boy. Okay. Yes. Shift escape can restart and hopefully puts us in the right thing. And there's obviously no PCB release override or acknowledge setup on this. Darn. I guess we're not taking this out onto the German network. Yeah, once we actually get making stuff, it'll be fine. It's the big, just general waiting between everything that stinks, but it's good to test periodically throughout instead of just getting to a certain point and then realizing, oh no, nothing is working. Start, please. Okay. This is the fun part. It's usually quicker after that first time just to literally hit escape. Other thing... Oh, hey, that's fun. There we go. We probably should set up require DLCs to load. Trying to remember what I put here on the other one. If anything. Did I? No. Oh, boy. Is it on here? Yes. UPSD40-2, I believe is what we need to put there. That way, the add-on manager knows to load the SD40 for this rail vehicle definition. Now that we have that saved, we should go back here. Why is it? Oh wait, it is swapping. I'm just dumb. Update formation, save, save. There we go. Now go back to play and let's see what happens. varieties, and they have different numbers. That's good. Our SD40s all seem to be working. At least new numbers. At some point, I might see about making actually custom decals for it. I believe they say SD40N in real life on the side. But yeah, there we go. They'll have new numbering. We can now use these kind of as our yard switching power. Actually, oh, I closed it. Well, I was gonna say, let's take a look at the what's it called? How they run. But yeah, no, it's literally the same exact thing as the normal SD40. It's just number changes. So we save that, delete all that junk. I hate to do it, but we should probably also add the GP38. I think what we'll do is set up the... Where is it? SFJ. What is it? The yard powers where SD38, GP38 could sub in. So we'll move that there. Oh, wait, no. I should have copied, not move. I don't think it'll actually do anything because those are locked. I hope. Otherwise, I've just now broken the Caltrain route for the next 3 days. Okay, yeah. No, it breaks everything if you don't copy it. So that's good. Otherwise, I think that's good. Let's rename this one. Like, no, we'll just manually click each one when we're working on it instead of searching them up. This one we will also set UPY. Oh, saving out of date packages. Why is that not there? There we go. Okay, we will also add UPY because we want this to sub into yard power. Everything else we're leaving the same on that one. Let's close most of those. All right, so we've got, I think, all the UP power now. We have the ACE, we have the locos. Let's add a tag to the AC44 and SD70 for... Actually, no, I don't need to add one for 6-axle power, because I could just limit to... actually, yes, I should, because if I just use the built-in 6-axle limiter, things could get funky, even if I set the horsepower rating. It doesn't take too long to just add another thing really quick. Okay, let's go here. King Creek. Let's do 6-axle mainline. That will be our... that's the GP38. 6-axle mainline. And we will do the SD70. Okay, that's our 6-axle mainline power for UP done. BNSF, we will throw the SD40 on here just for the fact on the map here there is a very small yard here in real life where the portal is. Might see, I mean, the slim chance like the yard power pull down past here. Highly doubt it. 99% of the time it's literally just UP power, but could maybe have it come up here. In real life nowadays, there's a whole industrial facility all through here that connects the two lines, so that will be interesting. Because I could probably send another engine down there from each, and bring back some cars for future stuff. So if we close these, we've then got to go engines, BNSF. We need the SD40 again. Cone Pass, Cane Creek. There we go. Where is it? Data. Copy that. Oh, the other fun thing I forgot. We need to add the required DLC to every single one. So this is CJP BNSF SD40-2. Then the ACE. Need to add NJP underscore BNSF SD70 ACE. They all say content after that. You do not need to include that. That's just an Unreal Engine-ism, kind of. What else? UP, we need to actually go back through and add all these. I believe the AC44s are all together because it's the same base model, just a different texture. Wow, this is slow. Okay. We are in the UPAC 44. I hate that it's not switching. I'm gonna have to figure out a better method for this. This is CCB UP AC 4400. Stupid pop-up. AC 4400 CW. There we go. We will copy that to the weathered one. And we need EP38 from SFJ. That the SFJ CT 38-2. Don't forget to buy the Caltrain route if you haven't already, because it is being removed from sale very quickly. I believe end of the month, but I don't know exact dates. But yeah, no, it's bad. It disappears. That's very sad. Then this is the SMH UP SD70. Oh boy, typing. SD70 ACE. There we go. So now we've got that. Now we need to do the heritage units, which, there we go. Then this one is SMH UPHC SD70 ACE. Now we will select all those, open them all up at once, which does not seem to be working. Go through each one. So I'm going to allow. Actually, I don't know. I got no one actually here right now. But if someone's watching this back, how many CSX SD40s are actually still running around? I know AC44s with all their variations are still not common, but at least there. CSX GP38, I've never seen one of those in real life, and I'm in Chicago, and CSX actually runs out here, so I'm gonna say no for that showing up. NSGP38, on occasion, very, very rarely, I've seen like an NS Jeep on a manifest or something getting moved around, but I'm gonna say no to that. We'll do the ES44. There's a UP ES44 mod being made. I'm hoping at some point I could get my hands on that early so I could add that into here, or just make sure the tags are all set up right for it. Because I guess as long as it's set for UP, we should be good. BNSF Ace. No, that's SD40. That's BNSF Ace. Let's add 6-axle mainline. This 6 AML tag is literally going to be just for every single engine that could possibly be in like a true random formation. That's really only going to ever be used for trailing units. For a lead unit, all that's going to do is cause problems because, well, actually, it could work as long as there's no distributed power. But there's going to be very few, if any, trains that don't have at least a mid or rear train DPU. So that, yeah. I also need, oh boy, I forgot. There's the lovely NS Heritage Pack, which has like a million engines. I have to go through and add that now. BNSF. Oh, I also need to add the C45 or whatever it's called. So the C45 AH? C44 AH? Whoa. C44. Whatever the one with Cajon passes. Better yet, let's just look up CJP, and that'll give us. The other funky thing we're going to do is probably make a what's it called? Have to add all the freight cars that are currently in the game and make them a separate RVD with the tag. Any of my modded stuff that I have control over, I should be able to just add that by default. But all the DTG stock, it's going to be a mess because what I probably want to do is for all the 60-foot box cars, which I believe there's UP, TTX, knockoff. There's a blue. I don't know if there's a blue one. I don't think there's a blue one. I know in TS1 there was a blue one. There's a BNSF, a UP, and I think the yellow one. So I should make a just generic 60-foot boxcar tag. That way they can sub in together. There's the cylindrical hopper. Auto rack is the main one because I've got, I think, 1 or 2 mods installed for auto racks, but I would love to actually just make a big auto rack timetable filler pack thing and just have like 50 different variations. But we'll see. I know a lot of people on Creators Club have been making stuff. I might have to see if I can partner up with a few of them and actually get just a ton of skins made and imported. So this is the CJP, BNSF, BNSF, ES44C4. Okay, and this is also 6-axle mainline. I think that's everything. Because what is this? The SD40 uses USA North America BNSF tag. I'm ported over a BNSF H1 skin. Let me see if that has the BNSF tag, because if it does, it should work here. Yes, okay, it's got the same tags. And it is substitute. Okay, we are good on that front. We can close these millions of tabs we have open. All these lovely things. Okay, now go back down here. Save. Next up is, I think, just, oh no, all the heritage units for NS. And then, oh boy, all the CSX AC44 variants. And maybe the YN3 and YN4 SD40. Or YN3C or B, or I don't even remember what it's called. SD40-2 Sherman Hill. Let's see if a CSX SD40 ever made it out to Cheyenne or Laramie. I highly doubt it. I mean, one has probably come through, but I don't think there's going to be any photos of one. Yeah, no. CSX SD40 North Platte, maybe? Has one made it to North Platte? I know SD40-3 has made it to North Platte. But I don't think... Okay, so it's just AC44s we're going to add then. Makes things a little easier. Actually, while I have that open, does that have... Oh, that could be why that doesn't work. I might have to re-export this mod at some point. CJP BNSF SD40-2. Okay. Just because for subbing reasons, I want that set up right. So yeah, next is the ES44 from the lovely Horseshoe Pervert. Then save that. Think they prefixed it with HSC. Where are we at? An hour 11. Not too bad. We've done practically nothing, but that's about as expected. This setup stuff, to do it right, takes absolutely forever. And that's the biggest issue. Previously, when I tried this, I just kind of started throwing stuff together and not going through and doing anything right. And that's what broke it. I think. I'm gonna say that's why it broke. Where the crap is the RVD on this? Oh, rail vehicle definition. That's the other problem. Every locomotive is set up a little different. So, uh, 6-axle mainline. It's kind of a weird thing too, because the ES44, from what I gather, is literally just an AC44 with a ES44 kind of like body and 3D model, but all the physics are supposedly the same from what I've been told. I don't know if anyone's actually ever tested that or if that was just a rumor, but we'll see. Okay. There's that ES44. Oh boy. Okay, rail vehicle definitions. All of those except Conrail, because Conrail licensing is a pain. If I open those, can I just hit enter? No. Well, actually, I think I just did it. I opened them all up as one. If I do 6-axle mainline and then add that there, which is the HSC NSHC ES 44 AC underscore 2. Did that add it to each individual? I believe it did. Okay, sweet. That did not take as long as I hoped or thought. I hoped it would take less, and I found a cheat. Okay, so there we go. There's that. What we're going to be looking at some point is this commonness weighting. So those are going to be turned way down for heritage units. The generic ES44, it's a 1. The big thing is we're going to change it based off of being in the UP area. Like, hey, you're past North Platte. Ultimately, most NS and CSX power gets plucked off at North Platte. So it's not going to be as common this way, but other thing I definitely want to add at some point, power move. Those are just super cool. Always gotta have some cool little stuff added in to just spice up your timetable. Okay, CSX. Let's get the AC44s all in here. Where are they? Welcome to the stream. We are doing some TSW Editor stuff tonight. working on setting up the base for everything right now. So copying over rail vehicle definitions and all the other lovely things. Okay, so we have the main pack. Open those up. This needs 6-axle mainline and the CSX AC 4400 CW. There we go. That's both of those rail vehicle definitions done. Next, we need to jump down and get, what is it, YN3? I think I've got two modded, yeah, YN3 and YN3C. So AC44 rail vehicle definition. Copy. So this one's going to be funky because it's going to require the CSX AC44 and the my custom N3 SPG. Okay, there we go. So now it's got the YN3 and that. And we've also got the YN3C AC44. Vehicle definition, copy. Wired. We can go here, copy and paste. And we need to add the 6-axle mainline. Add that on here as well. I think that's everything. I mean, I guess we could throw on an SD40, but I'm going to leave them off for now. We can always add it in later. Okay, so there's those. What else? I think that's it for engines. So what we can do now, pretty much UP heritage units. Let's go through and kind of set the commonest weighting. These are 0.1 on the previous timetable. At one point, I spent like probably 2-3 days straight just going through making all these values based off of how I wanted stuff. RVD. Those I kept as 0.1 because UP heritage units would be moderately common. AC44 SD70s, we will leave those at 1 for obvious reasons. They are literally going to be on every train. So those are all. Oh, no, wait. Why is the ace set as 0.8? I guess there are less aces. Let's set that 0.95. Because ultimately, still, it's going to be most of the trains. EP38. Commonest. Let's do. Yeah, 0.33 is right. Because it's going to mainly be SD40s on those consists. We can delete that. Then the SD40N is set to 1. Which. Let's do 0.75. Save those. That's all the UP stuff done. Next, let's go to BNSF. So we've got 3. Close the bulk of. Can I? Yes, close tabs to the right. I love that. That's so cool. We got the ace, that, and that. SD40. I'm gonna set it to like 0.3. No, 0.1 probably. Maybe it'll appear on the BNSF train. It definitely won't appear on any of the mainline stuff on the UP. BNSF ES44. Let's set that to be. So this would be the value for 6-axle mainline power. How often do we want a BNSF unit to show up? Probably 0.0. Let's try 0.1. We're going to do some funky testing again tonight, and let's see how these values actually look realistically. It's going to be super low. I mean, BNSF power, I rarely ever see it out this way. Or, okay, wait, that's new journey pack. Wait, what? They actually named the UPSD. Did I never notice that? Hold on. I forgot they literally just copied the UPSD 70 for that. No, wait, what? Did I rename it? Hold on. Am I stupid? View data rail vehicle definition. No, okay. It is called UPSD 70 internally. Okay. Well, that is also going to be 0.1. No, BNSF faces are rare. That should be like 0.05. Half as common as the ES44, but still more common than NS heritage units, which we're going to set to like 0.0001 or some super uncommon thing where they can show up, but it's not going to be common at all. Okay, we've got those done. Those values are all set. Onto the NS units. The ES44. This one's going to be moderately common in the grand scheme of things. Probably 0.3. NS units are moderately common out west-ish. A lot of run-through trains from NS to the UP via Chicago. So 0.3 for that. All the NS heritage ones. Commonness, we'll do 0.001. Super low. Very uncommon to see them that far west. Of course, we had like the nickel plate heritage unit leading a train the other day out here, but ignore that fact. Now we will go to CSX. This is where it's going to get funky because there's different paint schemes now. So let me actually open these 3 together. The YN3, YN3C, and the other. Because those are all going to be 0.25. Not as common as the NS units, but still fairly common. Then the YN2 is going to be 0.01. Should show up about the same amount as a BNSF unit. So now if we save this, we can go to formations. And what I'm calling them is sub-host formations, because it's kind of the host for different units to sub in. So timetable, we will go then formations, locomotives, and this needs to be moved up to here, full screen, right click, miscellaneous, formation. I think it's under data asset. And then we go to formation. There's the train formation, and we will do 6-axle mainline subhost. Open this up. Here is formation. What you do is you pick a base unit to start with. So in this case, let's go back to the rail vehicle definition engine UP. By default, it's going to be a weathered UP AC44. That's going to be your generic whatever. But substitution probability is going to be 1 because we want it to sub practically every time. Allow substitution. The geographic region is 6-axle mainline, required category, locomotive. Shouldn't really matter, but actually let's leave it off just in the off chance something's not set up right. Required powered axles, that won't matter. None of this should matter. And this is drivable. It won't be selectable, it won't be there, it won't be there. Required DLC, I believe we now have to put all the previous ones in. So this is where it gets really annoying. Okay, let me drag that back down here. Put that up there. Actually, no, I don't think we need anything here because each RVD it would be loading would have it. Because that was the other issue. I had certain formations previously that had it, and it just got kind of messy. So there's that. So now if we go into the main window area, let's go back. Let's make a new formation. This is going to reference the other one, but it's going to have, let's say, 10 engines on it. This way we can just mass test these out and just get it going. So let's, once it loads, hit save. Yeah, it's all about the setup. If things aren't set up from the start, it gets messy. Someone needs a mod approved over on the TSC site. Oh, never mind. That's a comment, not a thing. Okay, save. So now let's open up the 10. And what we're going to do is take the 6 whatever subhost, and that's the real vehicle definition we're going to. There will be no substitution on this one because the locomotive we're starting with is the substitution unit. And we will do 10 of them in a consist. Now we will go to here, create new formation, subbing test. And we will grab the 6-axle mainline subhost and start placing it down. We'll just kind of make a bunch of these and just fill the yard with engines. And we should then take an hour and a half to load. And ideally, what we're going to see is a sea of different engines, but mostly UP yellow. And this is where it gets really annoying with the substitution stuff because if you want different values than the default rail vehicle definition, you have to make a copy of it. And if you want it to be different based off the region you're working on, well, now all of a sudden you've just got to deal with the fact that you're going to have like 100 RVDs, and all those have to be loaded for your specific timetable, and your memory is just going to die. But there we go. We'll go back to this screen, compile, save, go back to the main window, save, and then we will wait for the pop-up. I know this series definitely probably won't appeal to as many people as just general TSW playing, but making a timetable is something a lot of people are interested in the idea of, but they don't know how. This, at least with the set portion, is fairly advanced, so it's not stuff you have to do every time. But if you want to do just general formation stuff and just use pre-made formations, it's super easy. Just copy them from another thing and then copy them from an already existing timetable into your own and then just use them. So for things like German and British, like electric multiple units, 90% of your formations are just going to be the same EMU over and over again. US freight gets super complicated because you've got 20, 30 different types of freight cars and mixed freights. Auto racks are pretty easy, especially if I can get the subbing to work, but we'll see. It's also something where I'm gonna have to end up making skins or finding something to make skins just to help kind of get the process along, because it's gonna be really boring if all this subbing is possible, but there's only like 2 types of cars that are doing it. Yeah, now we just have to wait for it to load. Okay. So good news, we have a formation. Bad news, it's all AC44. The whole thing is AC44. So something's obviously not working here. Now that we have a quarter of the AC44 fleet in the yard. First step I'm gonna think is going back to the subhost formation and adding in the required DLC for it. If I add, let's say, well, we definitely want the, because the normal AC44 wasn't even showing up, which was a little funky. But it might also actually be because I didn't set any of the stuff. Okay, let's do locomotive. Ooh, 4 axles. Because if we don't do 4 axle, the BNSF ES44 won't show up. Let's just do 1 watt and required schedule speed 55, whatever. Good enough. All that won't matter. Locomotive, blah blah blah, substitution probability. I think this is what we want. And now we just need to start adding, because yeah, the normal AC44 in non-weathered scheme didn't show up. So if you're only getting whatever you set your main one to be, nothing is working at all. So that's good though, because now I know I need to add these. So we've got the SD40s, no, SD70, the AC44, got that. Next we need the BNSF, ES44, and the ACE. We have those. We'll move on to the CS. We'll do NS next. So we need the main ES44 for NS. And then we need the heritage pack. Then let's close all the tabs to the right. Then we've got 3 different ones for CSX. Oh no, we've got a few actually. Shoot. Okay, we've got. Oh, that doesn't do it. Ew. Okay, so I have to manually copy these. We need to copy AC44. So that's the main CSX AC44. That covers the YN2 and that. Then we need to add the modded ones in, which is YN3 and YN3C. What? Hold on. YN. What did I name them? I need to make sure those names are right, otherwise it won't work. Okay. On the YN3C one, that needs to be. There we go. Now we put that back in the subhost. Give it a long old save. And then we will relaunch the plane editor. If this works, very good, very good. If it doesn't, cry. Try to figure out why, because this is the kind of main how to make your thing diverse. If this doesn't work, it's just going to be a mess. Because, hey, the whole point is to have non... the whole goal is to have something This is all it's doing. There's nothing going. Oh, hey, wait, hold on. Play another. Play another. Oh no, it's still guess I could try copying this to the 10 car formation as well. I don't know at this point. That's kind of the big issue here. Previously, I had set this up, and this is exactly how I did it. It worked no problem. Well, everything seems to be updating so often that there's been, I guess, enough changes that this just is not working. Is drivable, blah blah blah, has guard mode. Wait, is a substitutable unit. That might actually have to be clicked. I might be an idiot. Maybe. Hold on. Wait, is vehicle formation complete substitutable item? Let's try it and see. Commonest waiting. We'll leave. We will adjust the main subhost as well. 55. That allow. Fine, flip, train entry, there. Let's give this a shot. Now we have to close plane editor and wait for it to reload again. How fun. But once this does load, hopefully we have something. Once we have this, we can move on to the cars. Once we have the cars done, it should be good to actually start making timetable stuff. I think the first thing I'm going to have to do is manifests. That way I know what the main kind of mixed trains are coming in and out. I can have what is it? There's like 4 or 5 trains I think that actually come into Cheyenne Yard and get reclassified. I think a lot of it's stuff from Denver heading to like North Platte and beyond. So we'll probably do that. Probably first service will be one coming up from Denver, coming into Cheyenne, dropping off. I don't know. Pretty much cutting the train into 2 or 3. Power goes off. Maybe sits by the fueling racks for a few hours. Then have some SD40s come in. Start cutting the train up. Blocking the cars a bit. I mean, at the previous yard, you'd probably have the cars already blocked based off of where they're going. So, other thing I've been experimenting with is using like AI chat tools and stuff to make custom consists. Pretty much thrown in all the like names for the cars internally, and then what I've done is just been like, hey, here's some basic rules on how train formations work. And magical AI-ness seems to be relatively okay at following set parameters and generating a list based off of those. So we could potentially see that, and then I could probably have it kind of already pre-blocked off between like, hey, these cars go to this place, this go to there, and I think that would work then. I just need to make sure I know where stuff's going fictionally. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it does not matter. just make cars show up and then make them leave. But nope. Okay, that's all weathered AC-44s. Well, that's disappointing. Because if this isn't working, uh, I don't know. Um, what else? Set that to 1. Why not? Drivable legacy select mode. Got the AC-44. That. I think what else might be wrong. Let's throw a few of the single subhosts on and just see if for some reason it's only the 10 formation broken. Highly, highly, highly doubt it. But at this point, I don't know. It's over here. I mean, I could still manually just set the power for each train. As much as I hate to do it, it's better than nothing, but I would definitely prefer to have at least some level of randomness. I mean, obviously, the player trains anyway. I guess any train's player train service mode, pretty much. Obviously, there's some limitations to that, but any train has the potential to be player driven. Uh, this is more for just after the main lead engine, because that's going to have to be determined beforehand per train. I don't think I'll need to double check if the AC-44 and SD-40 work together, or SD-70. I don't think they do, though. So that's where you kind of end up with weird issues of, well, if the AC-44 and SD-70 don't work together, you have to have the same mid-train and lead to start with. If that happens, you could then have like two similar things, but like you could have the BNSF SD-70 and the UP SD-70, but that's just not really great. Um, why would you have that most of the time? What else could you do? I think all the AC-44s work together, no problem. I feel like the AC-44 and NS ES-44 and BNSF ES-44 work together. It's literally just the SD-70s and kind of like the GE stuff doesn't work well together, which in real life it would, but TSW limitations. What else doesn't work? I think all the stuff based off the original sand patch stuff works together, no issue. So, AC44s, the ES44, the Jeeps, the SD40s, those all work no problem. But yeah, SD70s are broken, and there's another engine I'm blanking on. I feel like I didn't try it with the GP9RM or any of the CN stuff because the I've okay, I lie. I have, I think, seen a CN GP38 in Chicago area on the UP, but out anywhere else, I would not expect it. So I've seen more UP power on CN stuff than anything else at this point. I mean, the amount of times I'll be along the line through Champaign, Illinois, and it's like, oh, train coming, and it's like 5 or 6 UP units. I'm like, oh, great. Nothing different from home then. Okay, those are all showing up as yeah. Well, hmm. Do any of the two people watching have any ideas? I don't think all these are set up to be diesel 75, drivable, substitutable, selectable. Set up. Are they? Yeah, they're set up as locos. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Powered axle, powered axle. Maybe I'll set the actual power output to the right thing. 6-axle mainline. This has 6-axle mainline. Set it to that amount of power. Uh, probability. We want that to be 1. Well, okay, let's change it to 0.5. Just in the off chance something weird's happening. Okay. There's that. I didn't save it, did I? Wait. Yes, I did. I think. Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, this is the fun part of it. Once you have a working thing, it's fine. But until you have something that works, it's not amazing. And it's even worse as a viewer. So I completely understand no one's gonna want to watch an hour 55 of nothing working. But Seems to be loading and still the same. Yeah. It is all. Um, at this point, USA, UP, BNSF, BSF. Trying to add everything in. 2,000 horsepower minimum. Wired powered axles. Type 6. 70. Is right. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Random thing for that. Other thing we can temporarily do on the UP weathered AC44. We can make it super, super, super rare. That way it doesn't show up often, even if it does work. That. Let's see. Gotta love the technical side of TSW editing. Get some screenshots of this as well. Start asking for help around places. We are getting desperate. Why does the snipping tool not want to work? Okay. The other thing I can try is throwing the SD70 as the main locomotive. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, let me swap it to the SD70. Good old live support help over on the TSC Discord. Right click the formation, the all valid sub engine. I guess you can. Okay, we will test next thing really quick and then we will try this. Supposedly, you can see what locomotives actually can sub in at any point, which is interesting. You just have to wait for it to load so I can then close it. I've just realized what it might also be. Uh, I wonder if I need to have the Timetable plugin as a required DLC for the sub host. Why is this taking so long? Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. We have things. Okay. So I added a bunch more tags, and now everything seems to be showing up. Okay, well, if we wanted totally complete random, this is how you do it. Literally every single thing. TS2 set. Oh boy, hold on. There's a command that makes you run really quick. Okay, let's go back into main window. Go to formations, locomotives, right click, show substitutions. And then it'll show me everything that can sub in. Okay. Hey, crash. all the things. Okay, file, favorites, reopen. Sherman Hill. And we have to go down. Find our pack. There we go. Timetable formations. Locomotives, subhost. We also want to open the actual timetable so we can swap. Okay, let's go up here. Let's remove all the other ones. Save all. Then we'll go to that formation, right click, and see what it is. Or if the substitute thing works. We also wanted to change this to be the SD70 rail vehicle definition because it's longer. And you always want your longest engine. That way random stuff doesn't sub. Okay, save. Then we'll go to the formation, check that. Then we will try loading in game. If it says it should work, if it doesn't, then something's weird. Timetable, formations, locomotives, show substitutions. Please don't crash. Please don't crash again. Gathering. No! That open things we had back up. Recent levels. Hill. Okay, let's look at the base subhost. Supposedly, we only need one thing. Just the main locomotive set. Let's set that to 1 again. Now, geographic regions, horsepower, that should be fine because that's AC 44 horsepower, which is the weakest, I believe. And let's go back to the depot. There we are. Here's our hundreds of engines. Save. And let's see. Just for sanity's sake, I'm going to try and add the timetable folder to this. Just in case something funky is going on with that, and that's why we're not getting things. There we go. And now we wait for loading again. Thank you to the one person who's actually here and enjoying this lovely loading stream. Let's see. Hello. Welcome. Or thanks for watching. We're just hopefully getting this. Oh, hey. It would help if I actually hit, start. Okay. Got that. Play. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, if you're interested in TSW Editor stuff, this is a really, really good way of just generally learning things. But experimentation or watching someone else is great. Okay. Let's see. Come on, please. you have any questions as well, just let me know. I don't know how much longer I'll be on, but I'd like to ideally at least get locomotive subbing working. Once that's done, I'll move on to uh, cars probably tomorrow, unless I finish it in the next like 2 minutes. But this is taking a while, so I'm gonna act like it's gonna work magically now. Because that's just hopefully what's gonna happen. We will see. Okay. Hello. Wow. Okay, yeah, this is really taking a while. Uh, Odd. I mean, I know there's literally hundreds of engines here, but okay, let's see. Does this work? Does it work? No, not at all. They are all SD70s. Okay, well, I guess that might narrow it down to the tag being the issue then. Because if I wait, hold on. Yeah, no, those are all SD70s. Okay, so the axle mainline. Why does it not want to work? Substitution flipped. No, whatever. Blah blah blah. Or axle. Whatever. 3 watt. 4,000 watts. Um. Okay. Maybe we add this to these. I don't know at this point. UP. If I did those together. Let me add the heritage units really quick. We'll give it a shot because that should at least be enough stuff. I don't know what else though. I guess we can update formations. Hope that does something. Play. I know at some point someone's gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, it's just you have to do this, this, and that, and done." But until then, it's just hoping this works. Okay. Come on. Work. Little green icon's not doing anything, so we know it's at least trying to load. Okay, loading. Nope. Um, hmm, let me see. Um, give the sub-host again. I might have to share this a few different places and see if I can get a response elsewhere. Let me just try adding. No. I guess I could at least get the horsepower of an SD40, add just a little bit more. Add, let's say, 23 instead of 22, whatever. Add back in the default tags. F, DSX, and T, or NS. We'll give it a shot again. I mean, this is the last resort. We just don't use the custom RVDs outside of the SD40. I don't like it, but no, sorry, I put the wrong screen up. Pretty much that's what we did. We just added the tags back in, changed the required power output to be just a tad higher than SD40. That way we shouldn't get any of the SD40s or Jeeps or whatever subbing in. It should just be larger 6-axle mainline power from UP, BNSF, CSX, and NS. The problem is just the way they're set up by default. Like the NS heritage units are super common. It's like 0.01. Well, on Horseshoe Curve, that's fine. Where the only place NS subbing is normally enabled. But if you want here, well, it should be more like 0.001, not 0.01. Same. I mean, UP heritage units aren't super uncommon. That's one of the few things you could probably get away with having be there more. But even still, you wouldn't want to have like 3 of them or 4 of them all in one run. You would see maybe 1 or 2. BNSF power, in reality, it's just there to add more interest. Most of the times I've looked at like cams for this section of UP mainline, it's pretty much only UP power nowadays, but it'd be nice to have something moderately different for TSW. At least for those people who have the skills, or not the skills, all the DLC to have something. But let's see how long it takes to load this time. Okay, yep, so that stuff at least works. So, I mean, this is the last resort. It's not terrible. It's a lot of uh non UP, so I would definitely not have this enabled on every single train. I mean, this would be probably a rarity to have, and then if there's specific NS or CSX ones, we would just make those formations only show up there. It seems like the modded skins that were working, at least, because that's a mod. Check. I'm not seeing the AC44 and UP, which is odd, or the BNSF C4, but I want to walk around a little bit and see what we actually have. Oh, there's a UP ES44. The Dash 8 would be cool, but I don't know if. I mean, it is what it is if it's there. Uh. Oh, wait. I think I know what it might be. The 10 car or 10 unit one might have a 6 axle requirement instead of 4, and the BNSF unit has 4 because the middle one's an idler on those. Okay, so we've got the weathered AC44 UP, the clean one. NS Heritage units show up. I saw the SP Heritage unit. Lots of NS Heritage units, so if you notice. That's the problem. Because it's like, oh, there's one, there's one. They're supposed to be rare, not common. There's a lot of CSX. Because that's just, there's just substantially more of them in there is the problem. Um, UP Heritage units are. That's the thing. I would just the goal with the RVDs was to tune it down immensely because right now it's just. I think I've literally seen every single NS Heritage unit already, and I've wandered through 30 engines, which, uh, well, you're gonna have more than 30 engines for the whole day, and I've also seen duplicates of them already, which is not great. So, I mean, if we did it this route, we would just have to keep it super sparse. Especially with the NS powers, the sad thing. Because the moment you throw that NS tag in here, you just get all the NS heritage stuff. CSX I'd love it to use, but I guess I wonder if I could find a horsepower range slightly above the Dash 8, but below the AC44. Or some weird value I might be able to do with that. The YN2 probability is about what I want, maybe a little bit higher. Um, yeah, let's take a look at the 10 car. I'll disable substitution on that because that shouldn't have it. It should just be. Wow. Why is that not working? RVD's engines. Come on. Wow, this whole thing is lagging. There we go. It's now resizing my screen randomly. What is going on? Oh my gosh. Whole thing is screwed up. Why is it clicking like 80 things at once? What the heck? Why is it trying to launch random apps now? Why, computer, why? Okay, let it catch up, because obviously something's wrong. So if it tries to launch Truck Sim right now, I'm going to be very upset. Do not launch Truck Sim. Okay, there we go. Timetable, formations, locomotives, 10. Okay, so it is, oh. Wait, then why is the BNSF C4 not showing up? Uh, it's interesting. Yes, let me see what the C4D-8 uh see what the horsepower on that is. Power is just under 4,000. So if I set it to like 4,001 on here, or actually if I set it straight 4,000. Oh, no, it doesn't let me. Okay. 4,001 horsepower. I wonder if it's the speed limit. Let's set 55. 55, there we go, blah blah blah. Ability, there's those. Save it. Go back to the timetable. Wow, this is not working. No, that is not the timetable. Why is it loading the map when I want the timetable? There, there it is. No, what the heck? Okay, whatever. We're manually switching. There we go. Where is it? Window. Grouped windows. Oh, that's why. It's opening the wrong one. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so we got that. Let's try launching. So this is with our weird custom set of tags. Or, well, the custom tag isn't doing anything, it seems. Seems to be completely broken. It does not want to reference our RVD at all, or any of the custom RVDs. But if we add the generic UP, BNSF, NS, CSX tags, we do get our stuff subbing in, but not with our probabilities we want from our custom RVD. What I should have done by doing this is disabled the -8 and hopefully allowed the AC or ES44C4 to show up. I'm on the fence on the -8. I think there's like 2 active on all CSX roster right now. I mean, it might be nice to have one or two trains where it could possibly do something. The other thing I'll probably do is have one or two weird trains that have this as their leader if they're shorter and don't have a mid-train DPU. That way you could possibly get just a little bit of anything could run it. I mean, it'll only be a very small amount of trains, because, yeah. I might also do them on separate layers. So, like the NS led trains that are always going to have NS power. That's the problem. I wish if I can get the subbing to work, I want to have a separate, it could be NS, it could be UP, and that's it. Or it could be CSX, it could be UP, that's it. But with the custom RVD stuff not working, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. Any substitution experts, please reach out. Message me on Discord, message me on, I don't even know, Messenger Pigeon at this point, just something. I just want it to work. Okay, here's our one weird one. AC-44s. ES-44. AC. Not CJP. And then ES-44, data, RVD. Okay, so it only has the CJP tag on. That makes sense. Go back into subhost. There we go. So now we'll get that. Let's rename this. Actually, not rename it right now because that's going to break stuff. If we rename it now, I think we should be good. So this is going to be random mainline power. Okay. There's at least something. What's next? Let's do substitution for the UP yard power. We're gonna have one designated set that's just, well, I don't know. We'll probably have two or three sets of yard power. Let's also call this random mainline power subhost times 10. And then we used the UPY tag for the GP38 and SD40. If the custom RVD works, we should be good. But okay, so there's that. Let's do miscellaneous data assets, which you guys can't see this because I'm too lazy to move it to the other monitor and use a different source. But whatever, data asset, train formation, you guys should know how to do this by now. We've done it like twice. And we will do this as UP yard suppose. UPY sub. There we go. Here's our UPY subhost. Formation will be a SD40N by default. So worst case, it's at least our custom locomotive. Best case, the GP38 comes in, and that's about it. Unless we get some magical other UP power at some point, but I don't think that'll happen anytime soon, sadly. Okay, allow substitution. Let's do... Actually, I guess we could just do a straight... Oh, we could cheat with this one. We could just do a point... I don't even know how often we want it. 0.25% chance. And because there's only one 4-axle UP unit in the game. So that makes it easy, actually. Where is it? Allow substitution, valid geographic regions. I think, well, that actually assumes the base Caltrain GP38 does have, okay, yes, it is UP on by default. So 4-axle UP, that's all we need. And then I need to put, copy all these and then paste them and delete everything else. Actually, that was pointless because literally we only needed the one at the bottom. The SD40 doesn't show up. I'm going to keep that one at the bottom there though because of we are referencing a custom RVD in our thing. Not sure if that's needed considering that it's working, but UPY subhost, we'll place the AC44 with the SD40 because that's what we have by default. Let's give this a shot. We will replace, or we'll just make more. Create new formation, and this will use timetable, formations, locomotives, UPY subhost. There we go. I'll probably place like 10 of these down. I'm not going to make it 10 of these though, because I don't care that much. Pick location. Blah, blah, blah. Just spam these down. I'm glad my swapping thing seems to be working. Now, whenever I'm bouncing between windows, it's auto changing. And copy again. Then place another down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. let's see if we get a GP38 in that or at all. I'll be happy. If we get oh, I have to compile timetable. We'll save and compile timetable. There's a lot of stuff you gotta make sure you do. Because otherwise, yeah. Okay. Update formations, compile, save. Save. Let's go. Bounce in. We will do that. We will put that there. Add I want to make sure for people who do have accounts that they can actually run somewhere else. This is the last forever, pretty much. We've only really been Okay, I see what you mean. That's enough. We have it here. So, that should be good. We'll kind of have a randomized confidence now. 25% chance. Yeah. I might up it a little bit, but in reality, we all be SD40s. The cheats are pretty much just the way it is. That is the one thing that I can tell you, they're not using my custom. Wait, no, they aren't. Wait. 2000 series. Stuff units. Pretty sure that's update the UPY subhost again. Oops, sorry. There we go. Let's make it do 35%. Oh, no, 0.35. Make it a little more common. We will see. Outside of that, I know I won't be able to do the freight cars until I get the custom RVDs working. So I'm gonna probably hold off on those. Because it's just gonna be a waste of time unless I know they're gonna work. But we made progress. I mean, it's not the progress I want. The only working 100% thing is the UPY subhost and the custom SD40 numbers. But I can't complain. They're there. I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna work through it. Hopefully, I can get it to work. But I think until RVD work can be done, we're gonna do one more test here, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night. Try to get some advice from various people. Once we get cars done, just go back over the plan again. We'll start with manifests, then switching yard services and locals. See, this is where it gets problematic, because if we do all manifests first, then we're gonna have a bunch of cars from locals that don't go back out. So I think we'll see. We might have a few locals throughout the day, because we're gonna have where is this? What is it trying to? No, we're not trying to do the plan editor. We're trying to show you guys the route map. There we go. There's the route map. Why does the route map not like me? Whatever. There we go. There's your route map. Oh, it won't do anything because we're trying to load the game. That's why. Well, we've got the Laramie Cement Works. That probably will have one train come in throughout the day. I don't know. We could potentially have that industry service twice in one day. Probably a little bit overkill, but we'll see. The chemical plant, I definitely think we could have it serviced twice. Probably early morning, late afternoon. I can see if you guys can. One SD40. Okay. I mean, obviously, it's a random percentage chance is the problem. Shift is good. Restart on foot. Let's see if this works this time. Last time it almost crashed everything, but we've got the chemical plant and the refinery. So there's a good amount there. We could definitely have with this being a more modern timetable, we could try and have something on the UP that goes down to the big Genesee, Wyoming kind of short line, big industrial zone in between the UP and BNSF. I definitely want to have the one-off BNSF ballast train on here. They pretty much just get ballast from the Granite Canyon quarry. So there's no loader there. So we're just going to have to run a loaded train both ways. Because I'd rather have a loaded train both ways than the empty both ways. At least the loaded both ways will give a little bit of a challenge. It's a short run, but there's footage of them. They run... I'm not sure what the exact symbol is, but I've seen them run with like BNSF SD40s. There's one with an SD78 and like a -9 or something. So any BNSF power is just going to work well enough. Oh, where did it put me? Why did it put me at the chemical plant? It won't let me jump over there, will it? Wait, maybe. No. Hold on. Let me find the command. I have it saved somewhere. ts2.dbg. There we go. For those wondering, ts2.dbg.max speedrun crouched. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. It just did the thing and it restarted, which was great, but then it and I hit escape one more time. Yeah, we've got options. I think we're gonna have a good mix of industrial switching. There's the one also, I'm blanking on what it is in real life, but it's an industry in the corner of the Cheyenne yard right next to the BNSF main. From what I've seen, there's a max of like 6 or 7 trains a day on the BNSF. I think it'll be closer to probably 10 or 12 in this, just for the fact we're going to have the ballast train run, and I'll probably have a industrial switcher type thing that will run between the portal for where the BNSF Cheyenne Yard is and the industrial area to the south. So it'll kind of just bounce back and forth maybe 2-3 times over the course of like 6 hours or something. I don't know. Whatever one crew length is. Or I think they could operate for 12 hours, so we'll see. I don't know. I mean, obviously in real life you've got a lot of traffic 24/7. It's not just during the day you run stuff, but for keeping more interesting variety, I'll probably only have like 1 or 2 BNSF trains in the dark. The bulk of them are going to be in the daytime. Maybe one at like, I don't know, maybe one at like 4:30 a.m., one 7 o'clock, and then 10 o'clock, or I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock then for a manifest going through. 8 p.m. or the 8 p.m. 8 a.m. we have the ballast train come through. Would probably return back by like 11:30 or 12. Then by 12 you could have the industrial local come by for the first time. Have that bounce back every like 35-40 minutes. Yeah, it'd be a good mix. That looks like I should probably know what numbers my SD40 ends up. No. Where's the... Did I break it? I don't think I broke it. I just have really bad luck. profit. Leave a comment down below. Check out the description for important links. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If you do have any ideas on getting substitution working properly, please leave a comment down below or message me on my Discord or TSC Discord or something. Because right now, we're not going to get very far unless I manually make every single consist, which, pro tip, don't do that, because that's terrible. But either way, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good night.